If you ever get a chance to read the science books, or if you ever get a chance to access the knowledge base of an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization, which is thousands of years ahead of us in their scientific and technological capabilities, I am very doubtful whether we could find any of our theories or concepts, especially in physics, in it. I strongly believe that we will find very advanced, very revolutionary ideas and concepts about matter, energy, space, time, etc. in their textbooks or in their knowledge base. This is a humble attempt from my part to understand the universe and many of the phenomena in the universe. You are welcome to my videos. I personally believe in extrasensory perception and psychic abilities like telepathy, telekinesis, etc. In the description, I have given a video link which discusses the English mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing's perspective about these things. In 2001, I published an article on geocities.com. In that, I discussed the possibility of a wave which can travel much faster than the speed of light, named X-ether wave. Another important thing discussed in the article was that space is filled with a form of matter called space matter, which is formed by very minute individual particles called ether magnetic particles, EMP. Other points discussed in the article include a charged particle like electron has an inherent electric field and magnetic field at right angles. How a magnet creates its magnetic field around it, and how a magnetic line is propagated through space with the assumption that magnetic lines are not imaginary but they are real. What is light and what is the mechanism of the propagation of light? An electron creates a magnetic line by the lining up of EMP from its north pole. The electrons in a magnet are aligned in a specific way, and the net magnetic field lines created by the electrons emerge from the north pole of the magnet. But because of the mutual repulsion between these lines, they will always be bent and take the shape of the magnetic field. When electrons flow in a solenoid coil, they will be aligned just like in a magnet and create the magnetic field. However, when electrons start to vibrate, for example in an oscillator circuit, the electrons lose their alignment, resulting in the magnetic lines produced by the electrons experiencing less repulsion between them. This causes them to become straighter and radiate to space as oscillating magnetic lines, OMLs, or radio waves. As the frequency of vibration increases, the OMLs become more straight, and once it becomes the frequency of light, the repulsion between the OMLs become almost zero and they travel in a straight line. This can explain the straight line propagation of photons emitted by atoms. But in fact, I think there is still repulsion exists between the photons. Maybe this is why a laser beam spreads over distances. We saw that an electron creates a magnetic line by the lining up of EMBs from its north pole. In free state, an EMB does not show any magnetic behavior, but when it interacts with an electron's magnetic pole, because of the magnetic induction, it will line up with the electron, and this induces another adjacent EMP to line up, and so on. In essence, the propagation of magnetic induction through EMPs results in the creation of a magnetic line. We saw that OMLs can radiate to space. Therefore, I think that radio waves or light is a modulation of wave on propagating magnetic lines, and the speed of light is the speed of the propagation of magnetic induction through EMPs in space. In other words, the speed of light is the speed of the lining up of EMPs in space. Now I am working on a mathematical model for this. We saw that an electron is a tiny magnet. Therefore, just like a bar magnet, it has its own magnetic field lines. The magnetic lines of a magnet are formed by EMPs. However, the magnetic lines of an electron are extremely tiny and are formed by still tiny particles. I call them X-ether magnetic particles, or XCMP. The speed of lining up of EMP or light is 300,000 km per second. but the speed of the lining up of XCMP may be much greater than the speed of light. I suspect that telepathy signals may be propagated as XCMP waves or simply X ether waves. I also suspect that maybe there is a connection between X ether waves and quantum entanglement. Electric activities in the brain generate a magnetic field around the brain. At the same time, the thought process in the brain induces vibrations in the XCMPs that are in the magnetic lines of the brain. These vibrations are transmitted to space as X ether waves. On the other side, if an X ether wave happens to interact with the XCMP that in the magnetic lines of a receiver brain, that brain can translate these X ether waves into the original thoughts. Maybe this can explain how telepathic communications work. I believe that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations are well aware of the speed limit of electromagnetic wave communication. Therefore, it is most probable that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations relied on telepathy signals instead of radio waves or light for the communication between interstellar and intergalactic distances. I believe that we will be able to develop sensitive instruments which can detect and translate telepathy signals which originated from people or even from extraterrestrial intelligent civilizations. I believe that in this century we will enter into a very exciting new world of information. We may be able to make contact with the extraterrestrial intelligent civilizations. We may get access to a galaxy-wide web or even a universe-wide web, and ultimately get a deeper understanding about matter, energy, space, time, and about the universe itself.